Asobi!
Live.
Laugh.
Play.
You know what? I know what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
Something just popped in my head, and it's been bugging me the last couple days.
It's called brain cancer.
And I want to get it out there.
Oh, boy.
Wait.
I can sing 3 octaves. Can you imagine
Almost
that?
3 octaves.
Almost 3 octaves. She's like a Mariah Carey. Wow, you're really passionate about getting this out there.
Sorry, I was just making sure the chat was
I can moderate while you're talking. I'll moderate while you're talking. Yeah.
So the thing I want to talk about... Yeah,
You need this off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Science!
Okay. So the thing that I want to talk about is... well, over this past weekend at work at Disneyland, people have been very aggressive towards cast members.
Really?
Oh, yes. It was bad.
Wow.
Me and my friend, we got a pretzel thrown at us this weekend.
Oh, you did tell me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
People are starting to get physical with us, and I'm not... It's not that
I'm
I'm
not okay.
I'm just not... I'm not okay with it.
I'm not okay.
Like, I'm not okay with it. Like, it's not going to stop me from, going to work or anything,
Sure.
but it's bugging me.
Yeah.
And it's bugging me that people are treating us like, I don't know, like we're robots or something.
Mm-hmm.
What
Like,
changed?
I don't know. Like, people are all out for themselves now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, I am putting 110% out there, and I'm going out of my way for people. I went out of my way last night for a couple. They wanted to see the show. They didn't get tickets in time because they came into the park in the evening. Okay, it's just the two of you, right? Yes, just the two. All right, and I got them into a special section. And they're like, oh, can my family of
yeah.
6 other people join us?
That's what it is.
No.
It's like this was for
No,
you
like
too.
I got this for you guys, and now you're going to ask for more?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
everybody's all out for themselves,
I
and I
remember
just...
you told me a similar story.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think
Oh,
in
that's
that
so
way. My brain doesn't think that way. So I don't understand why people are always out for themselves and not wanting to
Yeah.
help out other people.
You know,
Don't take advantage of other people's kindness. Is what
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, in the end, and I've said this a billion times, and I'm sure you'll hear me say it again, in the end, human beings, we forget that we're animals. We're animals, and we have our instincts, and we still, in the back of our minds, we're still hunter-gatherers. We're still trying to make the most out of what we have to, provide for ourselves and everything. And that instinct is still there. I'm not sure it'll ever go away in all this time, even though we have all these conveniences now. And it's not just Disneyland. I mean, we're speaking for everyone who works in any sort of customer service.
Yeah.
It's just people are trying to make an honest living. And I know that there's people out there who hate their jobs, and they really show that they hate their jobs. And those people, I feel that they need to suck it up and understand that. Yeah. Well, but River, I give you the benefit of the doubt, though. I think that people.
I don't mistreat my customers.
Exactly.
My job.
I don't think you should. And I think that the people who have jobs and they hate them. I mean, you're still grateful you have a job, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you still go and you still work hard.
Of the jobs that I've had,
yeah.
I would much rather work.
And I think a lot of people forget that, finding a job, especially today, is really difficult. And you should be proud of the job that you have, even if it's not very good. Even if you're bound to go somewhere else eventually, that's cool too. But do your job, because if you enjoy it, then you'll enjoy it, and people will enjoy you. And then it's the opposite of a vicious cycle, I guess, a happy cycle. But. It is true. Things as time goes on, we seem to be becoming more aggressive to each other. And I work at Disneyland as well, and I've been seeing. I've witnessed this for years. Also, it does seem to be getting progressively worse sometimes.
And see,
There are a lot of-
I think it's a culture thing.
Yeah.
Because I went to Greece, and everybody is nice to everybody in Greece.
Yeah.
People
wanna go
give
to
each
Greece.
other
Well,
hugs
I'm
and
so
stuff
jealous.
Everyone hates
It was-
America, and I mean every other country hates America, and Americans can't seem to figure out why. But just like Emily said, if you go somewhere else, and don't get me wrong, I'm American, and I love being in America, and I understand that we have things that a lot of countries don't have, like freedoms, and we take those for granted, and we sit here and we think about the government being so corrupt or this and that, and you know what, those things might be true, but what I know is that I go about my daily life, and I have these freedoms to do these things, and I don't get in trouble for it, I don't get persecuted for it, or thrown rocks at me, or dragged to the street and shot, because those countries exist, man. But there are other cultures where it's like Greece, Japan, and every country's got their bad eggs, but they do like treat each other. And I don't understand what happened to this country where people don't do
respect
that.
each other.
Yeah, because that's the way we are now. Like, we can still be kind-hearted people, but we find opportunities to take advantage of other people, and it's just got to stop. You know what I mean? What do I got here? Okay, Jessica's sending me stuff. I don't know if it's on topic.
Have you been like?
Yeah.
Probably not because you're taking that.
Okay.
It's like, stop talking and look at me.
Oh, look at this. How could they be mean to cast members? Hashtag. So funny.
It happens. You know, I have so many different stories of every, I don't mean to take the conversation in such a deep, kind of depressive way, but it's just something that's, been bugging me lately. You know, trying to move up at Disney especially, it's something that I'm going to have to face head on if I do get the trainer and lead roles coming up.
Yeah.
It's something I'm going to have to face head on, and, I got to learn that I can't make everybody happy there. And, that's hard for me because I want to try and make everybody happy.
Yeah, I understand.
But I just don't understand, I'm just doing my job, and I get spit on. I've been spit on, I've been pushed, I've been shoved, I've been now thrown a pretzel at, and...
Yeah. And some of your friends have gotten punched in the face.
Yes, over the holiday season, we did have some cast members.
We've got some interesting stuff, yeah. I've never been attacked by guests, but I've gotten pretty close, and I stood my ground because I believed in what I was doing, and you just got to be that way sometimes. Let me touch on the. We got some chats about the subject, so let's talk about this here. Blair Bear says, yes, guests at places like Disneyland act that way very selfishly. I think it's because of the cost. I was going to mention this, actually. Yeah, of the cost of have a vacation to Disney these days is crazy and makes people crazy. I'm sorry those idiots are treating you so poorly, Emily. That's a good point. I was going to say that entitlement is venom. Entitlement. Now, Disneyland is expensive, okay? We're not going to pretend that it's not. It is,
no, it's
okay?
expensive.
And I can just flat out tell you that if Disneyland weren't expensive, we wouldn't get paid because Disneyland is expensive to run, so it needs to be expensive. I'm sorry, but that's just the way that it is.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm not in Disney, so you guys...
Yeah, you guys can Disney. Welcome to Disney Cast, everybody. Oh boy. So it is that way. But since people are spending a lot of money, they're either one, just really upset that they've had to spend all this money, or two, they realize that they did, and they feel like the super entitlement of, I spent all this money, I need to be treated this way, I expect things to be laid out on a platter for us. And, to be honest, as cast members, we do try to give that experience to them and to everyone, but, we can only do so much because you aren't the only one there. We have to try to accommodate everyone. And that's why we have systems set up like Fast Passes and things like that, because it's giving you the opportunity on your own accord and your own decision that you can take that time to go and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go get this Fast Pass, so now we can go and see the show. Or now we can go to this ride at this time. Now we know to go to this ride at this time, so we know we can do this before that happens. You know what I mean? We give you those opportunities. Disney gives you those opportunities, but they don't pay attention to it. And, in the end, Disney, not Disney, Walgreens, Starbucks, whatever, just... The bottom line is, we're all human beings. We're all on this planet to help each other out. Let's just help each other out, okay? It really upsets me because I spent my whole life just trying to be good to people. And the thing is my desire to be good to people is very strong, and it's strong enough to bypass the crap and the way people treat me and my friends and my family. But if, I just... that desire starts to diminish when people don't feel like they I don't want to say that they don't deserve to be treated well, but it's hard to treat people well when they're treating you so poorly. It's I don't want to treat you well because it's my job. I want to treat you well because I respect you as a human being. So if you just respect me as a human being, I will give you that treatment. I will treat you like you deserve to be treated. You know what I mean?
And what I have noticed that what helps. I think that's my friend Morgan from.
Yeah,
work.
I was gonna read that for you.
But yeah, go ahead. You can.
Okay.
But while I touch base on this point, I have noticed that if I start to get really, really burnt out, really burnt out on just wanting to be there for the guests and create that magic, sometimes I have to go into the park and experience the magic to be refilled so I can give more. If I haven't experienced the park in a while and refilled on the magic there, I don't have as much to give out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Like, as soon as I go into the park myself and experience the magic and be there as a guest, supposedly to, working, I come back to work so much more refreshed and wanting and having that drive again, even though it's been, like Morgan just said, a very tough weekend this past weekend, and I feel like I need to go to the park sometime soon so I can, replenish myself so I can give back more, because I absolutely love my job, and I'm not gonna let people, the way people act nowadays, to get me down on how I feel about my job, because I absolutely love it. I see myself being one of those 45ers that is just there forever, going to department to department, and then end up being an old lady sweeping the floors 45 years later.
I think, even if Asobi seriously takes off and we're able to actually make a decent living off of it, I think that Emily and I will probably still at least spend a weekend at Disney, like just stay with the company and, get it for free when we want to. I think Emily brings up a good point, though. It's not just Disney. It accounts for everything. But let me just, so we're done talking about the people who feel entitled and treat people poorly. Don't. But now I want to speak to the people, just for a moment, the people who are treated poorly. Like Emily and your friends and my friends and myself and River too. Like, don't let it get you down, because you're going to be those people if you do. And, you have to, like, if you're in a cavern and all you have is a match, like, that darkness is infinite. But you are still seen in that light, and even if it's the only thing that's being seen in that light, then that's enough for you, because at least you can see yourself. And it doesn't seem like much, but as soon as that light goes out, you're just a part of the darkness. So you have to be careful about stuff like that, and don't let the hate and the anger consume you. Be happy, and if people around you don't want to be happy, then that's their decision, and there's not much you can do about it other than what you can do about it. And if that's not enough, then just be satisfied with the fact that you did what you could.
And while I'm at Disney, I've actually noticed, to avoid just anger in general, what is the opposite of anger?
Happiness?
Your mom. Oh.
My mom.
Dang it.
Happiness. Laughter.
Happiness. Your mom.
When I'm spieling, to maybe a group that has to stand up for Fantasmic, and now I have to break the news to them, they have to stand for Fantasmic.
Yeah.
I do it in a very funny way.
Yeah.
I go, everyone, if you can hear me clap once, and they clap, and hear me clap twice. Yay! I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, so I have some upsetting news. Closer to the show, I'm gonna make you all stand up. Group awe, and everybody awes.
That's
and
right.
It makes them laugh. And so by the time when I come back, I'll be like, everybody, if you can hear me clap once, if you can hear me clap twice, I'm like, guess what time it is? And they're like, it's time to stand up. I'm like, you're so good. I'm so proud of you.
Here's a
and it gets them to laugh, and it gets them to actually, not mind standing up so much, and it kind of avoids conflict altogether.
Yeah.
And that's one of the little tricks I've learned over the past couple years being there, that if you make people laugh, they can't be angry. They can't get angry. They can't be mad at you.
Yeah, even if they want to.
Even just sprinkle a little magic on there, and they're happy again.
I used to do the same thing. She works at Fantasmic most of the time, but I used to work at World of Color, which is also sort of like Fantasmic in the same respect. They're starting to become synonymous now.
They're very.
But I was the same way when I worked at World of Color. If I was in charge of a little section, I would, people want to sit down, and that's cool. Like, let them sit down, let them rest their legs for a bit. They've been standing all day. But there comes a time where we're still trying to fit people who have tickets into that section, give them room. So I just say, hey, everybody, I'm going to have. We're trying to make room for everybody. It's just like Emily. We're trying to make room for everybody, so what I need everybody to do is stand up, so can I get a big and they go, and I'm like, I know, life is awful. Just move forward and make room for the new people, and blah, blah, blah. And I try to convince everybody to let the kids all join together and take the front so that they could see, instead of all the adults being
Maybe I should
Disney,
check it out.
Angriest place on earth.
Our mateys. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Blair, that's funny that you bring that up. She says, sounds like you'd be a great preschool teacher, Emily. funny you bring that up. My mom is a preschool teacher, and my mom has always been, as long as I've known her.
Yes.
But no, she's been a preschool teacher my
Not
entire
very
life.
long, actually.
I'm adopted.
No, she's been a preschool teacher my entire life, and so growing up, we raised this little girl, Michaela. We raised her from about 6 weeks old to about 7 years old. I brought this up to them the other night. That's why they're making those faces.
Deja vu.
But no, I picked up on how my mom would do things with her, and I've definitely learned some tricks from my mother.
My mama.
My mom.
It's also a coincidence to me that you brought up preschool teachers, because they are my favorite food. Also, I wanted to mention one thing to you. We will move on. We will move on from the Disney thing in just a second. But you said about recharging your batteries by going into the park and having fun. That works for me too. But what I used to do actually, when I worked there before I came back, is I would go to TDA, and I'd walk the halls of TDA where I first had like traditions and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I would get the feelings of like when class was out and or we'd be on break, and I'd like walk the halls and look at all the pictures and stuff, framed pictures on the wall and things. And like I was so excited to be there, and like so I will go and I'll walk those halls and I'll look at the same photos and everything, and it just kind of brings it all back, like how excited I was, and it just gets me right back. So, River, I don't suppose you have any comments about our discussion?
I think it's cool that you guys can, go to Disney and experience it from the other side of the counter. That's not something that most people with jobs can do. So it makes sense that would, make your working experience better. Because most people will tell you, hell no, I don't want to hang out at I work here.
Yeah,
I want to go work my job.
We are blessed in that respect.
It's not many jobs you can say you can do that.
Yeah. I mean, like, Walgreens is cool, but I'm not like just coming into Walgreens whenever I want and hang out. Though I do shop there because I get a discount. Okay, well, let's see. Is there anything else we should touch on? I think we've gone quite a ways here. This is going to be the longest segment. This is going to be the longest segment of the. And I do want to say thanks to everybody for joining us, Blair and Morgan, and my sister Jessica, and my brother-in-law Adam. If there's anybody else out there that wasn't able to speak up, I appreciate you coming by. And for those of you watching the YouTube video or the Twitch broadcast archived now, we appreciate you giving us your time, even if it's not live. And we do have lots of work to do to make this the exact thing that we want. It will be continuing to grow. I suppose, as Disney said, as long as there is... What is it? What did he even say? As long as there's happiness, it will never be fully complete.
As Disney said?
Disney said, it all started with a mouse.
It all started with a mouse. Actually, my friend Morgan says something. River, that's a really good point. Disney gives its cast members free admission for that purpose, really, so that cast members can feel what it's like to be a guest.
Yep. Disney's a great company.
It's a great place to work. I really like it a lot.
Looks amazing on a resume.
Yeah.
I recommend it especially for a college student, because I'm in college too. I have 2 jobs and I'm in school, and they work around both schedules, and it's a good time. Yeah.
You do kind of have to build a relationship with Disney before they start allowing you to kind of help call the shots for yourself, I guess. But when you get to that point, it's pretty cool, because like if you have a second job, which you'll probably need, it's just the way, we live in California, it's just the way it is. For some people, but they're pretty good. Like once you get a seniority, you can just say like, I'll work here on the weekends and I can work my other job the other days or whatever, and they can usually work it out for you. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
I usually just do school 2 days a week, so just request those 2 days off. Work my other job on the times that I'm not working Disney, and it just works out.
If anybody is happening to watch that knows Emily and understands that Emily is trying to move up in the company, come on, man. Like, look at this face. I can tell you, and I'm not just saying this because she's sitting right next to me, but if we ever happen to come in contact with those people, just know that Emily discusses this desire with me quite often, and I believe it's something she really, really wants and strives for. And I feel that she deserves it. And I know that not everybody gets what they deserve, but I hope that she's at least satisfied with knowing that she's that person who deserves to earn such a thing. And so Mickey Mouse, if you're listening.
Rick and Morty.
Oh boy. Anyway, also River's cool.
Hey, if you got Dread Out on Steam, on Valentine's Day, Act 2 came out, and it is a free update for anyone who already owns Dread Out. If you don't, you should get it anyway, especially if you liked old school horror games on the PS2 like Fatal Frame.
Yeah, it's very much like that.
Yeah. Act 1 harkened back to it, and Act 2 it kind of departs.
It's strange. I wonder if they're going to keep doing that, because that was really ballsy.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they come back for Act 3 because they're still missing something. Oh, okay, I can't spoil anything, but hey, I'm in it, and you should play it. It's really cool. One of the cooler games I've worked on.
Wait, you're in it, River?
What?
Why else would I talk about it?
Why would I talk about games that I'm not in?
I don't
just
care about other games.
We're only talking about Disneyland all the time.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, River is I would consider River a professional voice actor.
Wow, I'm not even do a sample for the
He has
people.
quite every time he talks.
Just
it's
a little sample.
That's his job. He's all for free. I don't think so. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Right?
You're gonna wake the baby up.
Oh, then don't give us that one. Give us a sample from Dread Out. Act 1.
That's like my kid voice, and that's gonna get loud. So.
Oh.
I did a session yesterday that I can't talk about, but I was Australian, and it was really awesome. Australian doing an impression of David Attenborough.
Oh,
that's really hard.
David Attenborough.
Yeah. Because he's not Australian.
I'm sure all of our Australian viewers are just thrilled.
Yeah.
They're just
they're like, stop it, you lousy git.
They're like, wow, that was spot on. Man.
Spot on my ass.
Git. River's in a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool. I have also had opportunities. Well, River has mostly brought opportunities to me.
You know what? I've been
stuff.
meaning to talk to you about this. But you remember when we lived at the old apartment, you recorded for it was all Japanese.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
And like you were the man for it because you knew enough to improvise and help with the script.
I did.
And I never saw it. Did you see it?
I did see it.
I want to see it. Show me after the podcast.
I'll have to try to find it.
Okay.
I've done things. Also, this is if I find it, the annotation is here now. If it's not there,
there's nothing here.
I probably got too lazy. Also, the three of us star in the Fugu Complex. That's a good time to plug that as well. Fugu Complex. It is a machinima of Minecraft. Very very similar to Lost, but good. Spoilers, Emily doesn't exactly show up until very, 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 very late in the show, even though her character is in it most of the time because the voice actor for her could not finish that, basically. Should we just put it that way?
So we brought Emily in and she finished.
Yeah, and she did. And she did a great job.
Hey.
I directed these guys. Clowns. Yeah. Bunch of clowns.
We're not good. We just have a good director. So, yeah.
I literally just repeated exactly what he said.
Anything we got here?
Just tell me how you want me to say it.
Just tell me how you want me to
Tell me how you do it. Tell me how to voice act, River. All right, what do we got here?
Is that how I sound to you?
Jessica says I have good analogies. I've always had good analogies. Thank you. In fact, you might say... No, I was going to give you an analogy about having good analogies, but...
You might say I have good analogies.
Yeah. Oh, you did. You did say that. River, that's a really good point. Okay, yeah. I think we covered everything here. Love you, JoJo and friends. We really enjoyed this. Bye. Okay. Well, I think it's time to wrap this up. Any other further comments that won't lead into a 20-minute discussion?
I just want to end it with, I
What's
love my job.
the deal
Thank you.
with... No.
What's the deal with airplane food?
That's hilarious.
Well, I really appreciate you coming in and weighing in with us and giving us the support live. The podcast is just so much better when everybody's here and joining us. Even if it's just a handful of people, it makes it so much better. Luckily, we've been blessed enough to have the 2 episodes that we've had. We have had people in the chat room, and it's just really exciting.
Oh, overwhelming
Yeah,
response.
and it really feels like you're here. Like it really feels like you're just like in that little camera right there, and we just can't see you. Like you're on the other side of the room. So it's really great. Leia's stirring, so this is the perfect time to end. Sorry if it's gone a little too long for you, but honestly, I don't mind as long as everybody's having a good time.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so hey, it just makes this will be a 6-part podcast probably. So yeah, please subscribe to our channel, Asobi, on YouTube. Link will be in the description of the YouTube channel, which... if you found
youtube.com/UCRL.
Yeah, it's a really long one. I'm assuming if you found this video in the YouTube, then you probably already found our channel and you would already have subscribed.
No, you can easily search Asobi Assemble and go right there.
We're not entirely...
Or Joey's Jukebox.
Yes, Joey's Jukebox. If you go to YouTube and put in the search bar Asobi Assemble, a lot of our videos will come up, and then you can just click on our videos and subscribe from there.
That's called search engine optimization.
Yes, and I just also like to make a notice that comment and I'm not going to tell you to like our videos unless you like them, but make comments even if they're constructive criticism on our videos
or not. You guys
always
suck.
open to feedback.
Doesn't matter. It helps.
Yes, even if you tell us we suck, it still helps. Comments and things on YouTube really help us with our monetization and our partnership with YouTube. We're trying to, really be in their good graces and get to a point where, we're already partners with them, but we want to be the best partners that we can be. And we have a very fair amount of support since we've started, but that support just needs to have an outcry. You know what I mean? Show YouTube that we're supported. Don't just show us that we're supported, show everyone that we are. And we do appreciate it, and we really appreciate any help that you can give us. And in return, we'll just do the best we can to give you the content that you deserve, my sister says one last thing before we go. I think she's going to go eat dinner. Oh. I forgot my password. Going to eat my mushrooms and onions now. Oh, bye, Jessica. Well, bye, everyone. I love you. All of you. My name is Joey. That's
River.
That's
Emily.
Thank you for joining us for AsobiCast Episode 2. And don't forget, #Live, Laugh, Play. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Love each other. Gotta love each other.
He trips and falls.